Hey there, Samitian here, and welcome back to Morrowind. Last time we got some new pants, and we continued with the main quest doing the warrior's trial for what's-his-face here in the Urshalaku camp. And today we're going to continue with the main quest by figuring out where the Cavern of the Incarnate is. Now, he told us to take counsel of the wisdom of the tribes to find the way, which, me being the smart person that I am, assumed that the wisdom of the tribes referred to the wise woman, which is partially true, but really, you should talk to everyone. Everyone here's got stuff to say. There's nobody outside currently. And the people here get mad if you go inside without permission, so I'm just gonna wait a bit. Never mind, there are enemies nearby. What if I go over here? Let's wait 4 hours. 9 a.m., that seems like people should be out and about. Hi. I would like to ask you about the skin of the pearl. You bear Malipu Ataman's belts. This is important. Just a moment. You mentioned the needle in the Valley of the Wind. I recall at the top of that tall spire is not white, but much lighter than other rocks nearby. The head of the Valley of the Wind sits right under the needle. It is a good, safe campground, sheltered from wind with only one approach. That whitish rock at the top of the needle. That may be the pearl you're looking for. Okay, so where is the Valley of the Wind? There are two valleys side by side on the northeastern slopes of Red Mountain. The westmost valley is called Dry Camp Valley. The camps have no water, but they are sheltered from the wind. Dunahi Caverns are also there. The Valley of the Wind is the eastmost valley. It runs long and straight south between Arian's Teeth and climbs towards Red Mountain. The mouths of these valleys are to the east along the coast, past Bethune to Dwemer Ruin, and just past Zerganapal Adajak Ruin, turn south, okay? Where's Arian's Teeth? Arian's Teeth are two stone spikes at the mouth of the Valley of the Wind. The Valley of the Wind runs south from the sea in the northeast of Vardenfell, east of the Dwemer Bethune, east of Daedric Zernganpal. We stay away from the valley, the winds howl, and the spirits are always awake. The derelict ancestral tomb is in this valley. It is foolish to disturb the spirits in their resting place. I would never do such a thing. What about the Teeth of the Wind? I know no place of that name, but there is a place called Arian's Teeth in the Valley of the Wind. These two rock spires mark the entrance to the Valley of the Wind. They bear the name of the seer, Arian, one blessed by Azura. So, one blessed by Azura, Valley of the Wind, Arian's Teeth. Okay. So we need to go east, past a Daedric Ruin, and past Zerganpal. Right? He said to go past Zerganpal. I think that's what he said. So really, we gotta go really far east. And then go down these two valleys here. Hold up, tell me again. The Valley of the Wind. Just past Zerganapal at Daedric Ruin turns south, so I need to go really far to the east. It might be faster to take a boat to Telvas and go that way.
Yes, Outlander. What do you...
In fact, that's almost certainly faster. Let me go do that. There's like a 99% chance that this is going to be faster than walking along the coast. Also, while I'm here, I can put away some of my stuff. My inventory is, as usual, full of garbage, and I refuse to fix it. I just love being burdened by my loot. Listen, I'm a pack rat, okay? I need to get things and then have those things. They're my things. No one else can have them. Do I sort the loot? Of course not. I throw them in this barrel. Okay, I don't need that. I don't need that. It's a funny crossbow, but I don't need it. Don't need that. Keep my numbblade. That'll be good for killing things. and my soul sword. I'm realizing that these weigh quite a bit, actually. This is a good belt. Fortify health, fortify fatigue, fire shield, resist poison. I'm gonna keep this on me and then never use it like everything else in my inventory. Okay, this should be good enough to have my inventory kind of clear. I can fix my inventory more later. So it's worth mentioning that at some point during this main quest, I don't remember
You're in
when,
good company, friend. Welcome.
a lot of people get really mad at you, namely the Tribunal Temple, because you're trying to say that you are the reincarnation of Lord Nerevar, and the temple really doesn't like that, and I think certain other factions also don't like that. I think, other than House Telvanni, I think all of the great houses get mad that you're saying that you're the Nerevarine. And I think the Fighters Guild does too? I can't quite remember. Definitely the Tribunal Temple does. And I think the great houses do, other than Telvanni, because they don't give a shit about anything. So, at a certain point during this main quest, a lot of people are going to be very mad at us, and we're not going to be able to do anything with those factions until we progress further along in the main quest. And I don't remember exactly when any of that stuff happens, so there might be quite a bit of main questing going on until I get to the point in the game where they accept me again. Now, not being friends with the Tribunal Temple or with those two great houses doesn't really matter, because, well, I'm not doing anything with them anyways. I want to join the Tribunal Temple eventually,
We are blessed, truly blessed. This is an honor.
but that can wait, so maybe there won't be a ton of main questing. Maybe I'll just be doing what I always do, and just do what feels right in the moment. Okay, so we need to go slightly past Zergonpal and go south, so I'm going to head west until we reach Zergonpal and then turn south. And we need to go to, I believe he said the easternmost valley is the one that we're supposed to go in. I honestly can't remember, despite the fact that I talked to him less than 5 minutes ago. Us being here reminds me, I'm a mouse of health. Not a mouse, I'm a mouth of Hell's Telvanni. So I should be continuing with my Telvanni quests relatively soon. Wait, you're a bad guy? Oh no, this is a bad guy. A Winged Twilight. So yesterday I made these two swords, right? I made the Numb Blade, a cast when strike paralyzed for 2 seconds, which is very strong, assuming they don't resist it. And the Soul Trap one. 10 seconds is probably overkill for this, but I made it. They are both extremely situational, and I'm probably not going to be using them all that often. Do I have a Resist Magicka spell? I don't believe that I do. That's something that I might want to put on these glass pieces of equipment that I just have laying around. Because spells have been my bane for a very long time. Being able to resist some would be extremely helpful. My offense is also kind of doo-doo because my strength is still pretty low. I keep saying that I'm going to fix my strength by leveling my marksman more, and then I just never do that. Let me wield this bow, so that the random things that I'm killing over here can give me some strength level ups too. There's a bush that I just shot. I'm a professional bush shooter. Oh, what is this? An ancestral tomb to delve into. It's just decorative? Huh. I appear to be too far to the north. So one of the reasons I didn't really like this Daedric bow was because it lowered my fatigue a decent amount while using it. But now that I've got these pants, which constantly restore my fatigue, it doesn't matter as much anymore. Especially since I'm not using the bow to fight anything super difficult. Okay, so these appear to be the two valleys that I'm looking for. This one and this one. I think he said to go to the second one. I'm pretty sure that's what he told me. So this is the one that I shall be going down first. And if it is not here, I can go down the other one. The big advantage of this bow over the bound one is that I don't need to resummon it every 60 seconds, which is a pretty big benefit if I do say so myself. This is the tomb he mentioned. So I'm looking for a white rock in the eye of the needle. I'm not seeing anything that looks like that yet. There's the ghost fence in the distance. Looking as majestic as always. Oh good, we have an ash storm, my favorite. I'm pretty sure this is the place, but I'm not seeing the eye of the
door is
needle.
locked and will not open. The star is the key.
Yeah, this is the right place, so I need to wait until dawn or dusk. Is 6 p.m. good enough?
In
No?
the dawn hour under Azura's star, the door is opened.
It was good enough. I'm going to preemptively turn the volume up. Turn like everything else down a little. we have made it to the Cavern of the Incarnate. Take some mushrooms. All these corpses. Why am I picking all these mushrooms, you might ask? I can't help myself, that's why. And imagine playing this game unmodded and you wanted to loot every single one of these mushrooms, and for every single one of the mushrooms it had to open a loot menu like you were opening a corpse.
Nerevar Reborn, Incarnate. Your first 3 trials are finished. Now 2 new trials lie before you. Seek the Ashlander Ashcans and the Great House Councillors. 4 tribes must name you Nerevarine. 3 houses must name you Hortator. My servant, Nabane Mesa, shall be your guide. And when you are Hortator and Nerevarine, when you have stood before the false gods and freed the heart from its prison, heal my people and restore Morrowind. Do this for me, and with my blessing.
So we just got the Moon and Star Ring, the symbol of Nerevar. His house, blah 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 blah, and all that jazz. And we have spoken with Azura, who has told us that 4 Ashlander tribes need to name us Nerevarine, and 3 great houses need to name us Hortator. What's a Hortator, you might ask? Well, we'll find out in a bit. We know what a Nerevarine is. That's what we're trying to be. This ring's kind of shit, to be completely honest with you. Fortify personality and fortify speechcraft is not exactly what I'm looking for in an item, but, you know, what can you do? And now there's a bunch of ghosts standing around, so let's talk to them. Welcome, Incarnate, Moon and Star Reborn, Hortator Nerevarine, Mourner of the Tribe Unmourned, Redeemer of the False Gods. I am Peakstar. I was not the one, but I wait in hope. Ask and I shall answer if wisdom guides me. Now, I'm not sure if I got any of them, but there were rumors of a woman named Peakstar who claimed to be the Nerevarine and was taking the trials just like us. Apparently she didn't make it, so let's talk to her. So you were not the one. I am a failed incarnate, so are all these who remain here with me in the Cavern of the Incarnate. I survived the Blight, but I fell in battle with an ash vampire. I could not master the arts of war, nor could I learn the ways of the great houses. They would not have accepted me as Hortator. Take these few poor things, they are of no use to me. I am Peakstar. I was called to the prophecies, but I was not the one. So, tell me about Moon and Star. You bear the Moon and Star, the ring of Nerevar. None may deny you are Nerevar Reborn, the prophesized incarnate. The temple will know you as an enemy. Ordinators will mark you for death, and the tribunal faithful of the great houses will hate and fear you. Doubters of the tribes will test your strength and doubt your honor. You will be known. You must prepare and be ready. So, we are now an enemy of the temple. Ordinators will mark me for death, so we can't really go near the ghost fence anymore. And the tribunal faithful of the great houses will hate and fear you. Now, that's absolutely House Redoran. They are very faithful to the tribunal. I think Hlalu also will hate me now, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Doesn't say anything about the Fighters Guild, but maybe she just doesn't know. What about the False Gods? The Tribunal and Dagathur have the unnatural abilities and lifespans of gods, but they gained these things by actions that mock the gods and misuse divine power. They were ambitious and unwise, and the consequences of these ungodly acts threaten all that lives in Morrowind. So what is a Hortator? You must go before the counselors of the great houses and satisfy them, for only the councils of the great houses can name you Hortator. I do not know the settled people of the great houses and can offer you no counsel. You must go before the Ashcans of the Wastes people and satisfy them, for only the Ashcans of the 4 tribes can name you Nerevarine. Speak first with Salmatul of the Urshalaku and with wise woman Nebani Massa, for of all the Ashlanders, they are the wisest in the lore of the Incarnate, and you have already shown Salmatul proof of your worth. So what's the tribe unmourned? Pity Dagathur and the 6th house. All they do, all they are, is foul and evil, but they began in brightness and honor, and the cause of their fall was their loyal service to you, Lord Nerevar. You told Lord Dagath to guard the profane tools beneath Red Mountain, and thus he was tempted. He did your bidding when he tried to keep these tools from the tribunal, and so he hates you, who betrayed him, and the tribunal, who mocked his honor, attacked him and stole the profane tools for their own use. So tell me about these profane tools. Kagranek, high priest of the Dwemer, forged enchanted artifacts to steal the power of the gods. Nerevar fought the Dwemer to prevent this blasphemy, but Dagathur took these tools to make himself a god, and the tribunal took these tools to make themselves gods. Though the tribunal sought to do good with their power, they are tainted by the same corrupt desires that move Dagathur. Give me your wisdom. I will answer when I can and with what I know, but the visions of Azura are often obscure for 2 reasons. 1, because the future cannot be known, and choices may always be made. 2, because truth is not clear or simple. Azura's riddles warn us to think long and hard. They force us to search carefully for truth and meaning, and not to rely only on impulse and force. I don't know, my vision was pretty clear. Go to the 4 tribes, become Nerevarine. Go to the 3 houses, become Hortator. Alright, do these guys have anything else to say? All these failures. Welcome, Incarnate. I am Ane Teraya. I was not the one, but I wait in hope. Ask, and I shall tell you my story. I was a holy crusader of the temple in the golden era of the tribunates. I contributed substantially to the writings that were later suppressed by the temple, and now would be called apographa. I followed the tribunal unquestioningly, to my regret. I never believed in the Nerevarine prophecies until it was too late. Take my humble possessions with my blessing. You are the Nerevarine, you are the Incarnate, you are the One. You must not fail. I got a book. Have I read this one yet? Nope. 7 heavy armor. That's actually going to come in kind of handy, but I feel kind of silly that I wasted a heavy armor book on level 7. Welcome, Incarnate. I am Irudan. I was not the one, but I wait in hope, and ask, and I shall tell you my story. I saw Morrowind fall to the Empire. I lived through humiliation of the surrender, swore hatred and vengeance against Imperial and Tribunal alike for their betrayals. In later years I despaired and turned to Red Mountain, where I grew old and died fighting the Blight and Red Mountain monsters. Take my weapons and armor, I have no further use for them. Okay, I got this mace. Kind of boring. Where's the spear? Poison. It's not bad. This is terrible. It's not that terrible. Depends on how many times you can use it, I guess. Welcome, Incarnate. I am Kanun Chaldala. I was not the one, but I wait in hope. Ask and I shall tell you my story. I was an Ashcan. I led my people against the Akaviri, while the Cyrodiil dogs fled before them like Kagoti. I quested deep into the strongholds in Red Mountain, cleansing the unclean things in their own blood. I did not heed the counsel of the women, and to my shame I craved glory, but never saw my real enemies. My axe and boots are yours with my blessing. I lived in the late years of the Tribunate, and behind the scenes I helped demoralize and repel the Akaviri invaders. I knew nothing of the Nerevarine or Dagathur until I took refuge with the Ashlanders. I died a fool trying to loot ruined Kogarun. Here, take these. Maybe there's something in the world left worth stealing. Okay, and you're the final one. I died 400 years ago in the last days of turmoil and unrest after the Empire came to Morrowind. I was a thinker and not a doer, and though I was marked by the stars, I was not a hero. Take these things of mine, my bones won't complain. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff. What is Sithis? These are good boots. And they're decent. Wear those. Levitate pants. What is Sithis? Oh, it's a book. Cool. So we are done here. We have talked with Azura. We have talked to some ghosts. And now we know what we must do. We must talk to the 4 Ashlander tribes, be named Ereverine by them, and we need to talk to the 3 great houses and be named Hortator, and get me out of this dust storm. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go talk to Nabani Mesa. See what we must do to get on good terms with the tribes. God, the game is so loud. Hello. I shall be your guide to the 7 trials. So, I need to become Hortator. When a greater enemy threatens the great houses, put aside their quarrels and choose a Hortator, a single war leader, to lead all the houses. Only a great house council can name a Hortator, and all councils must agree. Speak with the Redoran councilors, Hlaalu councilors, and Telvanni councilors. Prove to them that Dagathir threatens. When you are named Redoran Hortator, Hlaalu Hortator, and Telvanni Hortator, only then will you be the Hortator named in prophecy. Okay, so how should I become Hlaalu Hortator? The Hlaalu are great traders, keen for profit and subtle with words. It will be hard to find someone you can trust, perhaps impossible. You may have to fight with words to find the truth. Beware of tricks and lies. Seek behind appearances. Look for hidden power. Be wary. Be suspicious. Go to Balmora, the chief town of the Hlaalu. I believe the councilors meet there in a great house with many rooms. The Hlaalu are soft and cowardly, sly and greedy. Their traders are liars and cheats. Look behind the words they speak for the truths they are hiding. Okay, so it sounds like we might need to do some talkie-talkie to get the Hlaalu on our side. How about the Redoran? Go to Aldrune, the chief town of the Redoran. They say the council meets under the shell of a giant emperor crab. The Redoran are proud and haughty, known as great warriors and great worshippers of the tribunal. Since they love the temple and Vivek, they cannot love you. The temple warriors hate the Nerevarine prophecies and will kill you if they see you. Be careful. I do not know the ways of the settled people, but I do know in the Council of Chiefs you must cultivate a friend and beware an enemy. Find one who is willing or is well disposed to you. Win him and use him to win the others, and the most powerful chief, he is most likely an enemy since he loves his power and hates to share it. Recognize your enemy and prepare for him. So the Redoran sound like they're going to be dangerous because they'll probably want to kill me, so we need to find someone who is not a friend of the leader of the Redoran and see if we can get him on our side, or her. The Telvanni. I am told that wizards who speak for the Telvanni councilors may be found in a strange building in Sadrith Mora. The councilors themselves are ageless sorcerers living in the towers scattered over Vardenfell and the eastern mainland. I know nothing about them except they are old, terrible, and evil. Now that's fair, but I'm one of them, so maybe shut up. I do not know the ways of the wizards. I've heard they honor the tests of life and death as we do. The ones who live a long time, and the ones who die are forgotten. They are old and strange and terrible. I know little, but I am afraid, and that is my counsel to you. Be afraid. It is no time to be bold and careless. It is no time to hoard your treasures. With wizards, there are no second chances. Okay, so I need to be named Hortator for the 4th trial. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 hells call him Hortator. When you have been named Hortator by each of the 3 great houses of Vardenfell, come to me for further guidance, for you will have passed the 4th trial. And the 5th trial is the one to be named Nerevarine by the Ashlanders, right? The 5th trial is a stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. The 4 tribes are the 4 tribes of Vardenfell, the Urshalaku, the Ehamusa, the Zainab, and the Erinben Imsum. When you have been named Nerevarine by each of the 4 Ashlander tribes of Vardenfell, come to me for further guidance, for you will have passed the 5th trial. Times of great danger, the Ashlander tribes unite under a single war leader. If you can prove to 4 tribes that you are Nerevarine and that the tribes must unite against the threat of the 6th house, then each Ashcan will declare you Nerevarine and war leader of all tribes. You must go to all the tribal Ashcans, but go first to Salmatol, who is your friend, and who will surely grant you the honor. Okay, so we need to become the Nerevarine of these 4 tribes. Tell me about the Urshalaku Nerevarine. So, this one's probably just free, because we've already done a lot for him, and he kind of trusts us. What about the Zainab Nerevarine? You must go to Zainab Camp, the Ashcan of the Zainab. Kushad is a strong and popular chief, but he is known to be vain and hard-headed. To persuade him to name you Zainab Nerevarine, you must be strong, yes, but you must also be clever to please him and earn his favor. The Ashlanders of the Zainab tribe are sly and crafty. Their camp is in the interior of the Grazelands. Okay. How about the Urbanism? The Urbanimsum of Molagmar love themselves and their weapons above all else. Their Ashcan Ulath Pal is cruel and ambitious, and his Gulakans are just like him. Their wise woman Menarai is cautious and reasonable. Seek her counsel, don't waste your speech on the Warcans. Must go to the Urimbumsum camp. The Ashcan of the Urbanimsum Ulath Pal is a strong chief, but violent and cruel. He and his Gulakans are known as killers and attack unarmed victims and betray the rules of hospitality. It is a difficult problem. Only the Ashcan can name you Nerevarine, but this Ashcan may not be willing, and even if he were, he is a bad chief, dishonorable and not to be trusted. I do not know what you should do. Speak to the tribe's wise woman. Perhaps she will give you counsel. So this one sounds like it's going to be a bitch and a half to do. What about the Emusa? The Amusa of the Grazelands are mild and peace-loving. The wise woman of the Amusa, Sinamu Merpal, is also their Ashcan. You must go to the Amusa camp. I have heard that the Amusa are in a pitiful way and that they do not have an Ashcan. In this case, the wise woman may be acting as the chief of their tribe, and perhaps she can speak for the tribe to name you Amusa Nerevarine.
A warm welcome.
Okay, so we suddenly have 7 things to do. We need to go to the 4 tribes and get them to name us Nerevarine, and we need to go to the 3 great houses and get them to name us Hortator. So that's going to be a lot of stuff to do. And until we get all of this done,
I'm listening.
the temple is going to be hostile to us, the ordinators at the Ghost Gate are going to be hostile to us, and a lot of people aren't going to like us. So this is probably something we should work on over the next few videos and just focus on the main quest for a while. You have passed the 3rd trial. Before you lies the 4th trial and the 5th trial. I have spoken with Namani Mesa, and I know of these trials. You wish to be called Urshalaku Nerevarine, but first, would you hear the counsel of Salmatul? Yeah, sure, buddy. Good. First, I would give you warning. When you are called Nerevarine, the word must spread, and many must hear. Your enemies will hear and come seeking your blood, and such friends as you may have among the great houses, those who heed the words of the temple, they may forget their love for you. If you have business with the people of the houses and temple, you may wish to conduct that business first, before you are named Nerevarine. I'll be fine. Second, I tell you, seek the counsel of wise woman Nabani Mesa, for you are an outlander and ignorant of the ways of our people. Nabani Mesa can tell you of the other tribes, of their ways, and of their Ashcans. If you do not know these things, you will make many mistakes and waste precious time. That is my counsel. Now, if you wish to be named Urshalaku Nerevarine, we may speak of these things. Well, Nabani Mesa already told me about the other ones, so I'll be fine. Very well, you wish to be called Nerevarine. I know you, and I am disposed to do so, but first we must speak of need and duty. Before I name you Nerevarine, you must understand why a war leader is needed, so you may tell others. Before I name you Nerevarine, I must see that you know your duty. Only when you have spoken of these things shall you be called Nerevarine. Okay, tell me about my duty. You shall be Nerevarine of all the tribes and Hortator of all the great houses. You shall eat the sin of the unmourned house and free the false gods. You must defeat the sixth house in Dagath-Ur. You must free the tribunal from their curse. This is the burden of prophecy. This shall be your duty as Urshalaku Nerevarine. Alright, and how about Manid? Know the words of the prophecies. The curse of Dagath-Ur and the sixth house threatens our land. The false gods lie and offer false hopes of protection. You bear the moon and star of Nerevar. Azura's hand is upon you. These are the proofs you must show to all people as Urshalaku Nerevarine. Before my hearth and kin and before the people of the wastes, I name you Urshalaku Nerevarine, war leader of the Urshalaku and protector of the people. In token of this, I give you the teeth, which shall be a sign to all Dunmer that you are the Nerevarine, and that the Urshalaku shall follow you in all things, even unto death, until the enemy is defeated, or until you are dead, or until you give this back into my hand. So we did it. The first tribe has named us Nerevarine, 3 to go, and then the 3 great houses. So what did he just give us? Anything cool? Constant effect, resist paralysis. That's not bad. I think I would rather have my, where is it, Spell Drinker Amulet for now. Till I fight something I know paralyzes. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Next time, I think we're going to continue working on the main quest for a while. Make sure that the temple isn't hostile to us, which is something that's going to be a thing for a while. Eventually they'll stop. Also, during this quest line is when at a certain point during this quest line is when the DLC delay has decided to put the start of the Tribunal DLC. Now, the Tribunal DLC normally starts pretty early in the game. Are you okay? I'm trying to explain things. It's normally pretty early in the game, but when it happens early in the game doesn't really make sense story-wise, so it makes a lot more sense once you're actually being started to be named Nerevarine for the Tribunal expansion to start. Tribunal is an expansion that I've not really done a whole lot with. I think I played a little bit of it as a kid, but I never got very far. So I'm excited to start that one this playthrough and maybe beat it. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.